Hi there, welcome to today's class. Today we shall be answering some sample problems that are related to atomic structure as concerning our previous class on atomic structure and that's historical development of atomic structure. So let's see what we have on the board. Number one says, which experiment led to the measurement of the charge on an electron? A says scattering alpha particles. Is that the answer? B, discharge tube experiment. Is that your answer? C, oil drop experiment. Is that your answer? And D, mass spectroscopic experiment. I think we all know that the answer is oil drop experiment. The reason for this is because when you look at these experiments, when you look at these three experiments, scattering alpha particles, of course, was done by N.H. Rutherford because he was the person who was bombarding a good for experiment using alpha particles emitting from random, and of course he was able to discover that the center of an atom, which is the nucleus of an atom, is made up of a positively charged subatomic particle called a proton. And of course this charge tube experiment by J.J. Thomson led to the discovery of electron, and of course the mass spectroscopic experiment was also done by J.J. Thomson and also was perfected by Einstein, and that is Francis W. Einstein. So our answer here is oil drop experiment. Number two is that the discovery that protons and neutrons are concentrated at the nucleus of an atom was postulated by look at the options A, Rutherford, J. Dalton, J.J. Thomson, and D. But our answer is N.H. Rutherford because he's the only scientist here who was bombarding the nucleus of an atom, and he was able to discover that there is a proton and neutron as a subatomic particle present in the nucleus of an atom, as a center of an atom. Number three says the lines observed in the simple hydrogen spectrum are due to emission of A, electron from the atom, B, energy by proton transition, C, energy by electron transition, D, neutrons from the atom. Of course, our answer here is C, energy by electron transition, because when you look at the line, look at this hydrogen spectrum, using the I think the scientist who actually explained this so well is the Bohr experiment. He was able to tell how when electrons are excited, they tend to emit energy. You see different energy levels that they emit. The transition states that they move. So our answer is the energy by electron transition. I still have some other questions here. There's a question I have here on my list that says the nucleus of an atom contains the nucleus of an atom. This is a 1978 number 28 and also 2021 number 27 JAMB question. It says the nucleus of an atom contains A, proton only, B, neutrons only, C, protons and electrons, D, protons and neutrons. The nucleus of an atom, when you have an atom, this is an atom, it has a central body called nucleus. It is made of the proton and neutron, and you have the electron revolving around an orbit or say energy level based on Niels Bohr. So the central, the nucleus of an atom contains, the answer here is D, protons and neutrons. We all know that the proton is positively charged and the neutron is neutral in nature. And of course, I explained to the scientists who brought about, who were able to discover that the neutron is neutral. It's neutral in nature, no charge. And I have another question here that okay, there's a question I have here. It's a Millikan contributed, that's 2001 number 10 question. JAMB says Millikan's contribution to the development of atomic theory is the determination of A, positive rays, B, cathode rays, C, charge to mass ratio, D, charge in electron. Our answer, of course, is charge in electron. Anything that has to do with Robert Millikan has to do with charge on an electron. And another question here says the experiment that showed that atoms have tiny positively charged nucleus was first carried out by Rutherford. There's only correct option. This 2008 number 7 question. The experiment that showed that atoms have tiny positively charged nucleus was first carried out by Ernest Rutherford. And this is 2025 number 5 question. JAMB says which scientist conducted experiments using discharge tube leading to the identification of the cathode ray subatomic particle? I want you to write the answer for me on the comment section. So I believe our previous class, we guide you in answering every other questions that is related to the atomic structures and the history of the development of atomic structures. So